Good morning. The first video that you're going to see was shot by looking into a mirror that I was standing in front of as I tied the tie. The second video, that also has an introduction like this, was shot by looking straight at me as I tied the tie. I think this first video might be the easiest to follow as you practice tying your bow tie. This is a video on how to tie a bow tie, and what you see at the moment is where we're going to try to go. We're going to start by taking this bow tie and untying it, taking it off all the way, and showing how I do it. I take the longest part of the bow tie, which is typically the piece that includes the extension, and I put it on without rolling my collar because I don't want to mess the collar up. Put my thumb underneath it, push it underneath the collar, grab it with my right hand, and pull it around and reach in and grab it. Pull it out, make sure it's nice and smooth, and get the left-hand piece long over the top, left-hand piece over the top, up through the back, and pull it tight. And this is the tightness around your neck. The next thing I do is fold it. And this fold, this particular fold, can actually be made in either direction. It can be this way, or it can be this way. But the way you choose ultimately establishes how you then go about the next step. So, just for the sake of it, I'm going to grab it with my thumb underneath and come this way. At that point, I take the long piece and drape it over the center and fold it up. Now, behind my fingers, there is a hole. Can you see how I went through a hole? And there's a hole, obviously, I'm being silly, you can come through either direction. But the direction that you go through is determined by what side the loop is on. You see the loop? So in this case, the loop is on the right. So that means I've got to come in from the right, because when I push this through that hole that's in the back, it's going to create a loop like that over here. And when you then put it back in the front back down, then that loop has got to be on the side where there's a single piece, and a single piece in the back and the loop in the front. Now this is what Mom taught me yesterday. I used to fuss around trying to find which one of these little pieces to grab to tighten it. And it turns out you don't have to worry about that. You just grab the loops. Grab the loop on the left, the loop on the right, and pull. And that tightens it up. Now you got to make it look pretty. And it usually takes just a few little twists and turns, and there you have a bow tie. As indicated earlier, this next video was filmed by looking directly at me as I tied the bow tie. I think the first video will probably be the most helpful as you try and practice learning how to tie a bow tie. Good luck! The first video was done with the camera looking at the mirror. This video is going to be more challenging for me because I have no mirror in front of me, but rather I'm looking straight at the camera. So the two images are going to be a little bit different, but we're going to start from the same position where it's around my neck already. I'm going to take the left side, which is long, and go over the right side and come up through the back. And you can find the corresponding spot in the... Did I do that right? And kind of throw that over my shoulder. Then I'm going to make the loop on the right, bring the center down over, pull these two together, and I'm going to come through on the right. Okay? I feel like I've got too much space there. Again, this is a little bit unusual because I'm not able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put my thumb under the, forgive me, but I need to make sure that the left side is long enough. Okay. Now, my photographer's talking to me and I can't tell what she said. Okay, so now we're gonna tighten that up, throw it back over, put my thumb in the back, pull it around to make the loop on the right, drop the left side over, and now I've got to come in from the right side. So I've got to feel the hole, find the hole, which I've got there, and now I'm going to bring this back in through the hole. And I'm telling you, if this works, it's going to be a miracle, because this will be the first time I've ever tried to tie one without seeing it in the mirror. And it's probably not going to work, but that's the way that is. But it'll give you a good example of what it looks like this way. Okay, so I'm pulling that loop through on the back. Now is when I really need the mirror to see how things are. But I'm going to pretend like they're kind of in the right place. So I'm feeling the back side. I got the loop on the left and the single tab on the right. And on the front, I've got the loop on the right, single tab on the right, on the left. And now I'm going to grab the ends of the loops on both the right and the left and pull it tight. And now, just kind of feeling it, it kind of feels like it's kind of close. So I'm going to pretend like that's close, and now I've tied a bow tie looking at the camera. Thank you very much for coming by.